think we are ready. Okay, so as everybody's coming in, I'll give everyone a few seconds to go ahead and come in. On YouTube, hello, the Stay at Home Life. How are you? How is the weather where you're at? We have a storm coming this way, and so we'll see what happens. We've been getting lots of rain, and then it's been very, very hot over the last few days. But we're going to see what's happening. So while we're getting ready to get into part three, let me go ahead and you say it's blazing. Yeah. A couple days I've had to come on in. I've just like, between the mosquitoes and the heat, I'm just like, just come on in. Just come in. But anyway, let's go ahead. Let's go over a few housekeeping rules while everybody is coming on in on YouTube and Instagram as well. So if you're not on our text message or email list, I dropped a free stuff Friday. Okay, so make sure you text the word Let's Grow, LETSGROW, to 474747. Text the word Let's Grow to 474747. Hi, Jewel, how are you? And that way you'll be notified when we go live, when we have free stuff, when we're giving specials. Because today, if you were on the text message list or the email list, you got one of our free stuff Friday where we're going over pest control. So what I also did is put it in the link in the bio in Instagram. So grab that. I think it's like the second tab. The second tab down is 5 things you can do right now to control pests in your garden. And I did that, y'all, because I hear a lot of people that they're just having a real problem with pests. And I'm the first to tell you it happens. I can go outside right now and show you a plant that it's been raining so much and I haven't been able to go outside, and literally the leaves are all ate off of it. But that's okay. That's all right. I'm going to get on top of it now. I'm going to get on YouTube to see if I can possibly drop that link into our YouTube chat. So let me try to do that, and we're going to get started with part three. So if you're just joining us, we have been talking about items that you normally throw away that you can use to build your soil. And so if you haven't seen part one or part two, go ahead, and we still have the videos up. Go ahead and watch part one and part two, because this is a 5-part series. And today we're going to go over part number three. But to everyone on YouTube, I see you coming in. I'm going to try to put that link also in the chat if I can somehow get it without being logged off. So let me see if I can do it. I'm getting better and better with technology as the time is going on, or should I say I'm getting frustrated with technology. But I'm going to try to put it in the chat, and let me see. Hold on, y'all. We are going to, okay, let me see if I can put it in the chat on YouTube. But again, that link is in our bio is on Instagram. Second link in the bio. Click, get your free guide, because that's one of the most asked questions is about pest control. So I think I can put it in there. I think I have it in there. Let me see if I can pin it, y'all. I did. Okay, on YouTube. So click that link and get your free 5 things you can do for pest control. Okay, so text Let's Grow to 474747 so that you'll be notified when we're going live, when we're having specials. And I feel like it's something else that I'm missing, but we're just going to go ahead and we're going to get into our part three. So if I don't tell y'all anything else, you always know that one thing when it comes to gardening is you really, really want to try and build your soil over time. And there's so many ways that you can do it, but a lot of things we always just kind of throw away, or we don't think anything about. It just goes in the trash. But a lot of those things that we're talking about can be used to build your soil. So today, what we want to talk about are eggshells. Now, what I will tell you is with eggshells, I use them a lot in the garden. And what I do is I will actually put them in the food processor and make them into a powder. I use the eggshell very heavily when I plant tomatoes because they have a lot of calcium, a lot of magnesium, and so I will put eggshells like in my planting holes before I plant my tomatoes, and then I will put them in there. But don't think that you only have to do it for tomatoes. You can also put eggshells just to build up your soil because it has some nutrients that our soil needs. Now, what I want to tell you is about the eggshells is I go just one step further. Perfect timing. I'm starting a new bed from scratch. Yes, we got to build that soil up and just start off with the right nutrients. You will see such a big difference in your plant. But what I do, and I've read this and I've researched this, is a lot of things that the eggshells. What I'll do is I will, if we're having eggs, I will go ahead and I'll rinse out the eggshells very good. Can you do this in the ground? Yeah, I put it in the ground as well. I put it in my raised beds. I put it in my containers because we actually have some like tomatoes in containers. Like I'll put it in there as well. But what I'll do is I will rinse out the eggshells real good and then I will put them in the microwave for about 1 to 2 minutes. So if it's any like bacteria or diseases or something like that that may be lingering on the eggs, let me tell you though, do it like 1 minute at a time because you'll get this burning smell if you just let it go. For me, I start to get this burning smell. So what I'll do is I put it on for a minute, let it cool down a little bit, and then I'll put it on for another minute. So basically, if there's any type of pathogens or something that's on the eggs or inside the eggshell or something like that, then hopefully that will kill it. After that, I will let it cool off really good, and then we'll put it in our blender. We'll blend it up to it's like a powder, and then we will just use that. Like I got a bag of it, and so I'll just use it sometimes. Like I said, for the tomatoes, I'll put it in the planting holes. But I have some now that when we get ready to prep our fall beds and do our fall gardening, I'll sprinkle some in there as well because the eggshells, they do have nutrients in them also. So eggshells is another thing that we normally just think about, we throw away, and we don't think that we can build the soil. Yes, try doing that and see the difference. Like I do have tomato tone, but I also just use, just like the everyday items we talked about, the coffee grounds. We use those for our berries, but the eggshells, that's something that I always throw away. And let me tell y'all this too. What I also do, if you do any type of composting or vermicomposting, I will take those eggshells and I will give them to the worms because we do vermicomposting. And that is basically just letting the worms break down our food scraps, paper bags, things like that, the greens and the browns. So the worms do the work for us and they provide us worm castings and they provide us worm tea. But I will also take some of our eggshells and I will put them in our vermicomposting bin. I will actually go out and try to do a video. I I don't grind them as fine as a powder as I do if I'm putting in the garden, but there are like you could tell that they're breaking down the eggshells because they're little bitty, eggshells that are left. Like the worms do a great job with breaking down a lot of things. You won't even know some of the stuff that you have put in there, and that is a great way to build your soil and also compost because we use it's not like something that's very big, but we do use like the worm castings in our planting hole when we get ready to plant the plants. Like we don't have a full size operation going on with a lot of compost, but every little bit helps. The little backyard garden, that's why I put it through the microwave, is because I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know. I don't buy the organic eggs. I get I want to say the Eggland's Best. I think that's what they sell here in this area. Like I will get those, and that's why I put it through the microwave so that if there are any pathogens or something like that, then hopefully, that will kill anything. So I will tell you that the eggshells that I use, they are not organic. But I do put them through the microwave for 2 minutes. I do 1 minute, let it cool down a little bit after I rinse them out. And then I will do another minute, let it cool down pretty good. And then we'll run it through the blender, and then we'll add them to our soil like that. Hello, Urban Girl Gardening. How are you? But that is a way to build soil because so many people don't realize the power of building soil. I personally feel like once you start to build your soil, the plants will love you for it. You will start to see like a difference in your plant, a difference. The plants are able to fight off like diseases and things like that more. And so that's why I just felt that it was necessary for me to put out this pest control guide, because while we're building our soil, we still need to be aware of the different pests in the garden. And I'm fully aware of what's going on. I just needed to stop raining for just a few seconds so I can go out there and do a full inspection. Hello, Maureen. How are you doing? I love that picture of your hydrangeas. Everything is growing beautiful in your garden, but that is just another way. So again, if you have not saw part one and part two, is still up on Instagram, is still up on YouTube. Go back and watch part one and part two. So part three is just basically using eggshells. We still have part four and part five to do as well. And if everything goes good, we will go over part four Monday. But instead of you throwing your eggshells, consider just taking them, sanitizing them, and using them in your garden. Now, someone asked me, like, can you like crunch it up a little bit and put it in there? You still can. Now, it's going to take a longer time for it to break down in the soil. Yes, go back and watch the other two, because I'm telling you, it's just so many things that we just throw away that we could be using. And I'm going to tell you a quick story real quick. But yeah, so they I like to put them in there as grounds, like the eggshell grounds, but like I said, you can just like take something and just smash them real good into fine pieces, and it'll still be fine. It'll still leach the nutrients in the soil, but I find that the smaller it is, the quicker it is for the eggshells to go ahead and break down. And the reason, what I wanted to tell y'all really quick is a lot of things we just throw away here. But many of you know we were prior military, and one of the things that Germany made you do is you had to like separate stuff. You had to separate stuff or you got fined. So it was not putting everything in one bin. Like if you didn't separate it the way you were supposed to, you got a fine. And that is another thing that, kind of makes you aware of, okay, I'm about to throw this away, but maybe I could use this for my garden. It's so many things that you can use to build the soil back. Like we're only talking about 5 things during this series, but it's a lot of things that you can do to build that soil, because as you continue to build it, I'm telling y'all, you will see a difference in your plants. It's all about healthy soil. I feel like once you have healthy soil, then everything will just kind of, start falling into place, and it'll like your journey will get easier and easier and easier as you go through. Now, each season, each year, Mother Nature will throw you some things, because let me tell y'all, I got my 2022 almanac in, and so that's going to be what I'm going to be reading over the next few weeks as I prep for my fall garden. But I'm telling you, in the 2021 almanac, it did say that this season, like I remember reading last year, was going to be like a rainy season, and it was, and we still got more rain coming. And then August, we still got a lot of things coming down the way for us, but I just like to read it Not to say that everything is going to go as planned, but it'll just kind of give you a way to prep yourself as well. So I got my 2022 almanac and I'm just ready to go ahead and start reading it, because most of the time I read it from the very front to the very back. This summer is way hotter than the past two. Yeah, and see, the stay at home life, like y'all have been getting a lot of rain too, and it's been really hot. And I don't know if you all get like the notifications, but I got a notifications about like the climate control survey um that they put out. And yeah, it's just things are going to get like hotter and the water tables and all of that stuff. But I like to read different things about that, like just to see where things are going. But yeah, it is yeah, the heat and the stay at home life. That's why I tell people, for us here in coastal Georgia, let me tell you, July and August, those are some of the hottest months. And so I just go out there for a little bit and I talk to my plants and I say, y'all, I know it's hot, but just hold on. Just hold just hold on. It's gonna cool off. Heat index is 113. Yeah, that's hot. And people don't believe me when I say that our tomatoes, our peppers, let me tell y'all, they do better from like mid-September to like November. Like they really flourish. Or they do good, like if you start certain things inside and put them out when the spring first starts, it does really good. But July and August, it's just like, just hold on. Just I'll just hold on. It's a little bit more hot weather. And that's why I always like to pick plants that are like drought tolerant, heat tolerant. Like you got to keep all of that stuff in mind, because I've lost some plants where some of them, like, we just not doing this. We're not doing this right now. And so they just, it's some plants that I really have to go out and just pull, because I know it's been too hot. And no matter how much I have things on a timer to get water, it's just the rays of the sun that's beaming on them, and it's beaming on them for hours and hours, because a lot of times it is about 80, like mid 80s by like 9 o'clock. And I know it's hot because a lot of times during lunch, I'm the only one in the park walking. I know it's hot, but I'm like, this is the only time I can do it. Stay at home life. Yes, okra is doing great. We got lemongrass planted in pots, doing great. I was actually going to go out there and try to cut some and go ahead and dehydrate it. But lemongrass, and see, that's the thing. Yeah, everything definitely gets roasted. It does. That heat is nothing to play with. If you have the ability to set something up, a shade cloth will help. But when you're in an environment, like Texas, like the stay at home life, or like we are coastal Georgia, it's you got to get some plants that's going to take that heat, that's going to take that heat index, or just try to shade it until it just kind of cools down a little bit, which for us is like mid-September, where things just, it's still hot. It may be like upper 80s then, but yeah, it's something serious is what I will tell you, with the heat. But that's why we got to build the soil as well. The quicker your earthworms can consume the food scraps, the quicker they poop it out and amend the soil. Yeah, yes. And I'm telling you, those earthworms are, when you go back, like it's been raining so much, and I had to go back and tell my worms, I'm so sorry. I think we have red wigglers, but I had to go and I said, y'all, I haven't forgot about you. It's been raining, and it's just been raining, but they still had a little bit left in there, a little bit of the brown, and they're multiplying. But I drained the liquid off there and made some compost tea. But they are amazing with breaking stuff down, and you will not even be able to recognize that. We have the top layer that is definitely full with the earthworm casting. So they do a great job. That's something I highly recommend. I think we've been doing it for about 2 years now. And it's easy. I go out there about maybe once or twice a week, take the food scraps to them, and they break it down. But I do kind of take the eggshells and beat them like really good. I don't put them through um, the blender, but I'll beat them really good, real fine, and then I'll put those in there for them as well. So the worms, they do us justice. Okay, so Homestead in the Hood, y'all recycle here. I try my best to recycle on the base here. They have a place where you can take like your cardboard, your glass, and your plastic. So normally I will make a weekly trip to the grocery store on the base, and I will try my best to like separate stuff out and just put in there. But I know in Germany you will get fined. Like it's not even an option. You don't have to separate it if you don't want to. You're gonna get a fine. You're gonna get a fine that's coming. No, you don't have to separate it. So, but it just makes you think about things that you are throwing away. That like maybe I can use this for my soil, or maybe I can use this for compost, and just kind of break it down really good, and just put it back into the soil and build the soil. Hello, Veggie Farm Gardening. Hello, Growing with Hudson. Hello, how are y'all doing on this Friday? So I just wanted to come on really quick with that, and just let you know, just keep building your soil up. Keep thinking about the things that you normally throw away, and just say, could I use this to build my soil back up? And that's what it's about. So we're going to use, again, we're going to leave up the part one, part two videos so you can go back and watch them. And then part three, we'll leave that up, and we're going to finish off next week with 4 and 5 of the things that you can add to your soil that you normally may throw away. You might throw away, but you can use that to build your soil up. So let me look and make sure I don't have any more comments or questions that I have missed. Hello, Desi Loves GT. How are you? Yeah, that it is. Let me tell you, the stay-at-home mom. Okay, so the stay-at-home mom put Germany is a gardener's dream. Rich soil everywhere. It's like the countryside is very, very beautiful. It's very, very green. Very beautiful, very green. And it is just a beautiful place to grow. Very beautiful and very green. No, I haven't heard anything. I think the stay-at-home mom, and I'm glad you brought that up. I want to thank each and every one of you that reached out to me, even thought about me, shared the video for the grant that we put in for through Mountain Rose Herbs. I think that they'll let everyone know by the 31st of August, if I'm not mistaken. Like, we had to have it in by deadline, but they'll let everybody know by the end of August, or maybe like the 1st of September. But I'm super excited, and I'm still working on something to offer for just, I'm starting to talk to more and more people, like through DMs and email, like they want to do it. I gotta show y'all a picture. I'm gonna put it, and I asked her, could I use those pictures, where we had one of our gardeners, that was her very first time growing, very first, and she sent me one of the most heartfelt text messages the other day and said, I just want to thank you. Without you, I know I couldn't have did it. And she had like peppers, I think, and okra, but that was her very, very first time doing it. And so that's what it's all about. So I still want to work on something just to get people jump started into getting into it. Just to get to growing, just one thing. We're actually doing tomorrow I am doing it's through the church that my mom and my stepmom and my dad, it's like a health fair. That's what it is. It's a health fair, and I'm actually going on to talk about gardening and the benefits of gardening. And I'm going to try to see if they will record it, which I'm quite sure they may, and like put it up on like my YouTube channel and just send it out, or just put it up, because gardening is I did my slides. It really is good. It's great exercise. It's therapeutic. It makes you have a sense of like accomplishment when you've grown something, even if it's like a sunflower, and you just bring it in and enjoy the sunflower, or even if you leave it out there for the bees and the pollinators to enjoy. But it's just like a feeling of accomplishment. And so we're going to be doing that tomorrow. But I'm glad that you brought that up, the stay at home mom, because I will actually see if they'll record it and we can get that on. If not, I'll just do something similar but separate and then put it on as well. I'm not okay. So Desi Loves, are you on our email list? Are you not getting the notifications like through social media? Oh, you've been missing the ding on IG. Okay, okay, okay. I just saw that. Yeah, and make sure you get on the email list. Just text "Let's Grow" to 474747, LETSGROW, and so that way you'll be notified, because most people have their phones with them most times, and then you'll be notified. For our text message list, I try to send it out like 30 minutes to 15 minutes in advance, so that it'll be like on the top of your mind to go ahead and log in. But also get on. Okay, so you don't check your email frequently. Got it. Okay, so yeah, you need to get on our text message list, because I send them out about 15-20 minutes before we go live, and let everybody know we'll be going on live. And also, Desi Loves, make sure you get the download in our bio. Click on the second link. We just been getting a lot of questions about the pest control. So we have a free guide on pest control. These are 5 things that you can do to kind of get a handle on the pest in your garden. So I pinned the link in on YouTube, but when the video is done rendering, I will also make sure I put it in the description, and it's the second link on Instagram. And then we sent it out to our email and text message gardeners as well. So with that said, I think that is it. Y'all make sure that Monday, if everything goes well, we'll be going live at 12 noon, because we're going to talk about part 4. Number 4 of the different things that you can do, things that you may throw away. I know I do, that you can now add to your soil and build it. Remember, it's all about building soil. When you build that healthy soil, your plants will thank you for it, and then you'll start to see a difference. You'll start to see a change in your gardening. You'll start to see a growth, and then you'll know to just keep building, because it's a process, y'all. It won't happen overnight. It may not happen in one gardening season, but just put that in the back of your mind and just tell yourself, over time, just keep building, keep adding, and then keep growing. Never tried that. Does it work well? That's it. Okay, she's talking to someone else. So thank you all. We're going to go ahead and get off of here, and again, make sure you get on the text message list. Does anyone use a blender for quick compost in place? Okay, I got you. I'm caught up with y'all. I was trying to go through the list. Okay, so Josie says yes, she does. Thank you so much to stay at home. I hope it cools down for y'all in Texas. I really do. We got a little rain coming again, but what I'm going to have to do with a lot of the rain is, I said tomorrow I'm just going to get up and go ahead and harvest some of the tomatoes that are now starting to blush, because we've been getting a lot of rain, and our tomatoes have been splitting, and sometimes that happens when you have lots and lots of rain. So I'm going to pull what I have and just let them sit on the counter and just finish turning, because I don't want to risk losing them. So yes, happy gardening. Y'all be safe this weekend. Make sure you protect yourself in the garden, drink lots of water, and then we will talk to y'all soon. Bye, y'all. Press 1 repeatedly. If you are codependent, ask someone to